Hey guys, this is Sid from SVTperformance.com, and I am standing in front of Livernois Motorsports here in Dearborn, Michigan. Dan and the crew invited me to come and take a little look around the shop, so I thought it'd be fun to take you guys along with me. So let's go for a little tour. Okay, so I've taken you off the tripod, so let's go in and just do a nice little walkthrough of Livernois Motorsports. These guys have a lot of stuff going on. So, if you walked in, walk up to the door here, and this is basically where all the people are that you would call and talk to on the phone, order some parts, and they have a lot of their displays from like PRI and SEMA here, and I believe they allow walk-ups too if you just want to come in and order parts. I want to get out of here because I don't want to disturb these guys. They're trying to make $1. And then we walk through the next hall here, and this is basically just your administrative offices, things like that. But we didn't come to look in offices. We came to go through here. Oh, I don't think that means us. So this is the main shop floor. As you can see, they've got a lot of interesting things. Brand new Mustangs. Got a Raptor they're working on. This thing has a ton of modifications, including carbon fiber fenders on it. This is actually Livernois' own shop car, this 18 Mustang, and they let me in on a little bit of information about what's under the hood. If I can get the latch up. Got a Whipple on this one. So I think Dan's been playing around with the tune on this one quite a bit, and they have some new stuff developed in the tune, and also some new parts that are prototype that's on this that I can't really show you just yet. Like I said, this is a shop car. They also do, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar, but Livernois also does a lot of Mopar and GM stuff. So here we've got a Whipple on a Jeep SRT. Got another SRT Crosser on the lift here. Another Jeep over here. A lot of Mopar stuff in the shop right now. I like this car, Focus RS. It's got a very large precision turbo on it. I would pop the hood and show you, but you can't really tell. You've got a Raptor on the dyno. Yes, this is one of 4 chassis dynos that Livernois has. We'll check out some of the other ones later. I like this Raptor because you can tell it actually gets used. This thing has a Curry 9-inch rear end, Deaver springs. The whole front suspension is custom. I think this truck, Andy told me it has like well over 100,000 miles, and you can tell that the guy actually uses it the way it's meant to be used. Has serious suspension on it. So that's great. It's not just a mall crawler. And we have Camaros, SS. I actually like the Chevrolet SS. I wish that car had more success in the US than it did. Just had really understated styling, but I think it was a neat car. Another Grand Cherokee. This one getting some engine work. It's looking like it's probably going to get a set of Livernois ported cylinder heads. We'll check that part of the shop out here shortly. Pontiac G8, I always like those as well. There's another Grand Cherokee. Check out this one, it's got a very large Kenny Bell blower on it. Another Mustang, and another Mustang. And an F-150. This thing looks pretty good. Let's go back to the machine shop. So the area over this way is basically just their shipping and receiving center. So it's where a lot of their parts are kept that you would order and they ship it out of there. can see all the postage equipment and everything in there, so I'm not going to bother the guys that are trying to work, get orders sent out. But this is the machine shop side. Right now it looks like we are doing some port work on cylinder heads. It looks like GM heads. I could sit here and just watch this. This is entertainment for me. Probably better than anything that's on TV right now. Maybe that's an idea for a new TV channel, the Machine Shop channel. Now you can see some of the heads they've been working on. Mopar Hemi heads and GM stuff. We're working on some new VI fuel pumps over here. And another set of heads getting machined here. Kind of tough to see in this. And they have a ton of cores for certain engines. So like these LS engines, they have plenty of cores on hand, so you don't have to send your own heads in to get machined. They also have a lot of blocks as cores, and quite a good number of Ford heads as well. Now if you've got some more either older or unique cylinder heads, you'll probably have to send those into them to be machined. I know I actually saw a set of non-PI 2-valve heads in the back getting worked over. And needless to say, they don't stock a lot of non-PI 2-valves. But this is the engine side of the machine shop, so you can line hone and cylinder hone everything you would need to prep a block. You can see this one's Cody block with some nice thick sleeves in it. And a modular block. All these are at various stages of machine work. Some 3-valve heads, more Ford stuff. Disassembled, ready to be put together. More DI fuel pumps. This is their brand new Herco machine, so they're just setting it up. They haven't started using it yet. But they tell me it's going to increase their speed and capacity to do more engines and turn them around quicker, so that's great if you're looking to get an engine built. A lot of older stuff sitting around. And like I said, plenty of cylinder heads on hand, some getting assembled. We go to the engine build room. So these are completed short blocks, ready to be picked up, shipped out. A lot of LS stuff, or I guess it could be Chevrolet LT. Coyote engines here. Quite a few of those. And we get back into the actual engine build room. So if you order an engine from Livernois, it'll probably be assembled in this clean room. You can see it's very clean. They've got a couple in here they're working on currently. We got a 2.3 EcoBoost, and then this is a 5.2 Voodoo block that's getting freshened up, and you can see it's got Livernois billet steel main caps on it. These things are a very nice upgrade, but a little bit on the expensive side. But if you're going to make over 1,000 horsepower, you probably want to invest in a set. And then back here we have a 2018 Coyote block, and I know a lot of guys don't get to see this. As you can see, there's no traditional cylinder liner, it's just the spray bore. So it's just If you're old school, this is just kind of an odd thing to see. But this has Livernois pistons in it. They coat these in-house. Of course, as you've seen, they do all the machine work. I'm going to put the camera down for a second, then flip the engine over here. And you can see the bottom end. We got manly rods and, of course, the forged pistons and everything. ARP studs on the mains. And of course, the ARP bolts on the rods. Look deep down in, you can see the piston oil squirters and a lot of very nice machine work. So yeah, if you order an engine that's going to be built in this room, you can see all the ring compressors, torque wrenches. This is sort of an oddball one. This one belongs to Andy. It's a GM 3.8 liter V6 out of a Grand National. So let's go over and check out the cylinder head room. Walk through here. As you can see, there's the shop, so we sort of just did a circle around. And this is where a little bit more of the cylinder head work is done. And you can see a lot of heads. Surprisingly, a large number of 3-valve heads. I was kind of surprised by that when I came in. But Andy tells me that they get a lot of them still. Of course, we've got some 18 Coyote heads here. More 3-valve stuff. Some Ford GT heads that just got freshened up. Had the valve seats ground and everything in them. You can see absolutely beautiful machine work as always. And this is one of the things that I really like. You see fresh sheet of paper down, got all your dials and gauges over here, and just keeping everything super, super clean. A lot of shops would just do that on a dirty bench, but not Livernois. And back here, you got your machine tools to machine cylinder heads. And this always impresses me when you see everything laid out just so. You can tell somebody actually takes pride in their work. But that's it for cylinder head machining and assembly. Let's go out and check out another one of the dynos. This is their newest chassis dyno. It's a Mustang all-wheel drive. See, we got a 2018 Mustang on it. We're going to show you something interesting with that soon. A little project that Dan's had working on with some tuning. He said he'd show it off for us. But this is the brand new room they built onto and installed that in the floor. And you might be wondering why it is such a large dyno. You can see the drums stick way out. And the reason for that is so they can put larger vehicles on here, specifically medium duty chassis like buses and trucks and things like that, because they're going to be doing some work with some companies, say like Freightliner, for emissions testing and things like that. So they're going to rig this room out with emissions testing equipment, and that's just going to be another revenue source for Livernois, so they can take that money and invest it back into go-fast parts for cars like this. And the last time we were here, this is the dyno cell that we use. They have a in-ground all-wheel drive dyno jet, and they have a CTS-V on this one. But this is the dyno we use to tune our Project 2018 GT Mustang with the Whipple supercharger. You can see this one's had a little bit of work on it. It has the Corvette, I don't know what you would call that, the hat, I would guess, for an LSA engine. So it has the Corvette version of the hat, has bigger intercoolers, things like that. I'm not super well versed on GM engines, but I got a little bit of a rundown on that one. But that is 3 out of the 4. The fourth one is 3 out of the 4 chassis dynos that Livernois has. The fourth one is a mobile dyno. It's out back, and I've had enough of the Michigan winter, so I'm going to stay inside. But the one last room I have to show you. So this is a giant propane tank for a project they're working on with a company with this engine. This is their engine dyno room. This thing is a big block 488 cubic inch propane engine that is destined to be in school buses. So it's a big block Chevy basically that run on propane. But this is their engine dyno cell. A lot of development work on parts goes on in here. But that's pretty much it. It's a way bigger shop than most, with, as you can see, a lot of stuff going on. I have not counted yet, but there's quite a few people work here, which is great. It's always awesome to see a shop be successful, employ more people. This one sort of takes me back. I always liked Gotta Have It Green. But this one actually has a Magnuson supercharger like we had on our 2012 Mustang GT project car. This one's turned up quite a bit higher than ours was. We ended up selling it before we started changing pulleys and things like that. I think this is just an awesome color. It's showing up under these lights sort of like mint green on camera. It's kind of a neat effect. But that's pretty much it. We've got a few more offices on this side. There's some things over there that I can't really show you. But you'll have to take my word for it, they're cool. If you can, there I just panned real quick, maybe you can pause and check it out on your own, but don't tell anybody that I showed you. But that's pretty much it. We're going to go and fire up that Mustang GT now as soon as I can find Dan, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what they have working on it.
All right, we're going to go ahead and put this tune in this vehicle. Like I was telling you before, you know, we had a customer with one of our Focus RSs, really wanted his Mustang to sound like that with the whole pop and burble. Ford introduced that in 2016 on the Focus RS, put it in sport mode, rev it up, let off the gas, and bam, it would pop and bang, you know, pull some spark out. And it was a process that Ford created. And lucky enough, they've left all that same, or they've transferred that technology and put it in the new Mustang. So fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you feel about that feature, you can make a 5-liter Mustang have the burble or pop and bang during a downshift. You know, it's not preferably if it's my car every day, I probably wouldn't want it, but we can set it up so it's in sport mode only or normal mode. But I guess it's pretty cool if you're that guy. You know, some people like that. So, and ironically, some other customers are now asking about this. So we put it together in the tune, enabled it, and it actually works pretty well. So we're going to load this up and see what happens.
That's it for our walkthrough of Livernois Motorsports. If you're interested in checking out the full article on this tour, click the link in the description. And as always, head over to svtperformance.com for the latest news, reviews, and information on your favorite Ford performance-related vehicles.